What's up, everybody? So a couple of weeks back we saw something that kind of appealed to our haunted home decor sort of style. A little bit too expensive than what we wanted to pay for it, because we thought, you know what, this is something that we could probably recreate ourselves for a fraction of the cost. And we thought, why not do it? We could put our own little bit of a spin on it, and it's just some string art. If you don't know what that is, you're about to find out. So let's get started. So first thing we need is a board. This one is actually part of the tester strip that I used when we made our bar. So turn it over, the other side's perfectly fine. And I drew a skull on here. It's really hard to see because I drew it in pencil, and I went ahead and did that off camera because I'm not known for my artistic abilities. It actually took me a little bit to get this done, free-handed most of it from using Jack as a model. And you don't know Jack, do you? You don't know Jack. So we actually picked up Jack in Salem, Massachusetts around Halloween time. It was for our honeymoon. And this is where he sits. Just a little stuffed shelf doodad. But obviously you can see we're kind of used his skeleton face as our inspiration, or not our inspiration, but our model for what we got going on here on the board. The board. Now you can see it. There's the skull. So you can see this board's a little bit too long, so I think step one is actually going to be trimming this down a little bit. And that's a much more manageable size. Let's go ahead and get this thing clamped down, and I'll show you how we're going to plot this out. Crap. Sorry about that, Bob. I think I can fix this. Definitely gonna need to grab another one, or at least something else. Went ahead and preset a couple of these nail placements that are going to be pretty key in making this whole thing really come together in the end. So obviously these teeth can just be squared off, but I think to get these finer points and to really make these curves happen, we're probably going to need at least 1/4 of an inch on either side to get these finer details. So we get us a way of measuring, some scrap string, and a marker. Now this is how you work smarter, not harder. Got some 16 by 1 inch nails. Should be fine. Now that's what I have to do to the whole thing. There it is. Ended up taking that whole box of nails, but we got it done. And I think that looks like it's pretty much like a skull. Yeah, that's a skull. That works. $2 spray paint. So if you haven't watched our coffin box video, and I suggest you should, you'll see that we used some old lace to give our spray painted black coffins a cool design on them. We're going to try and recreate that here today. Oh yeah. Now the big question is, how do we get the eyes and the nose? Oh yeah. I think I'm just going to go along here with some cardboard and touch it up with the black. And this is looking pretty dang good. You guys ready for this? It's coming together pretty dang good. Now, in this platinum design along the edges, I wanted to get it so that you could see the design, but not see it too clearly. I wanted it to be pretty subtle, pretty sort of in the mist, in the background, if you will. And now we just have to interweave some cord in between this, and we're almost done. So I think down here by the mouth is going to be the best place to hide my knot. There's going to be a lot of string in this area from the teeth, and I think it's going to help camouflage that pretty nicely. Just going to do a pretty basic slip knot. Right there. So far, so good on this thing. My only concern is that this white string is going to blend in with the silver background. So, in order to counteract that, we're going to use some of this white-red string to kind of help it pop out. I'm going to fill it in the rest of the way with this and see how it looks.
Now this is our finished product, and we honestly couldn't be happier with it. Now you can't really tell from this video quality, but the red string really does add a nice contrast and helps the skull pop. Can't really tell from the pewter background, but it's not too defined and it's not too subtle, so it adds a really great effect sort of around the skull. And again, that red really helps it bring through the white, which is too much. Eyes and the nose. Got the pewter in there, helping it shine through. Now this string on top, I tried having it going one sort of uniform direction, and I think it added a pretty good effect to it. It almost looks like that red is sitting on top of the skull. So if you will, it's kind of a fresh skull, if you went into that sort of thing. Of course, left the teeth white because teeth are white. Now all good wall hangings have to have lights in them. So if you have an extra battery pack light, just go ahead and shove it in there too. But I recommend doing your string over top, because shoving it in there behind was hard. Happy Halloween, everybody.